Welcome to a MainlyDIY.com video. So I'm going to make a mask, and I am starting out with 2 circles that I've cut out. You can check out Mainly DIY to get the exact dimensions for your circles. And I am going to fold each circle in half. And I'm going to take a pen and I am going to mark these circles. I'm going to be making a dart. Okay, so I've measured my points, and then I'm just going to draw a line. And so you can see I've got a line drawn, and that's going to be my stitching line for my dart. So here I am at my sewing machine, and I am going to stitch right along my pen mark. Okay, and I'm at the point of my dart, so I am going to back stitch there just a little bit. And then I am going to do the same thing on the next one, and I'm going to slide that right up in there. Okay. So now I'm going to open up. So I'm going to open up my piece here that I've just put the dart in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half in the other direction. It's like that. And you can pretty much tell where half is. And then I'm going to put my marks from where my ear loops are going to be. I want to do that on the right side of the fabric so I can see what I'm doing. So again, I will fold that about in half. I'm going to mark where my ear loops are going to go. So now I'm going to cut my ear loop material. And I'll open this back up, and I am going to pin that on. So I am placing the curly side down over my loop, or on my mark, the curly side down. And I will pin one end, and then take the other end of that loop and go ahead and pin that one on. So just like that. And then I will do this side. And then I am just going to take my sewing machine and I am just going to tack those loops down. And I'll be back in a second. So I have the ear loops tacked down on the edge there. And then I'm going to take the 2 sides. I'm going to take the other piece, have that right side out, and I'm putting the dart down at the bottom. That's going to be the chin. And I'm going to fold one dart one way, and the other dart's going to be folded the other way. So I'm going to match the seams, and I'm just going to use these clips to pin with, and I will do opposites. So I did the bottom, now I'm going to do the top, because the dart's at the bottom, down the top, and then I'll do probably about halfway between an ear loop, and then I'll just split the difference with some more clips. All done, and then I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch. I'm going to leave an opening here where my dart is for turning, and then I'm going to stitch all the way around the edge. I'll probably double stitch over where the loops are. You can feel where the loops are, and I'll stitch that together. So we're going to leave a gap, and we're going to just stitch that close to the edge, probably about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, I can feel I'm on an ear loop, so I'm going to do a little bit of a back stitch over the edge of that. And then do another one at the other edge of it. Okay, So I've left an opening here by the darts, and that's going to be my hole for turning it inside out, or right side out rather. Okay, so I have it turned right side out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch. I'm going to push the edges really out, and I am going to do a little top stitch around the edge, just this close to the edge as I'm comfortable sewing. Okay, so I'm getting up to my opening here, and I am just going to tuck those ends in, so it's going to close up my circle. Just manipulate it with my hands to close up that circle. Okay, so here I have it all stitched around the edge, all sealed up. Do is, whichever side I want to be my inside of the mask, I'm going to fold this edge down to where the ear loop is. So I've got that folded to the back side, so I'm going to flip it over. And you could do this from either side, it's just that my bobbin thread is not the same color as my cloth, and so I want to hide that. So I'm using a this template that I used to cut my circle, and so I want to line this center line on here up with about the middle, and use the same size circle as I've cut, and it just about hits the edge or pretty close to it. And then I'm going to take a chalk pencil, because I'm working on the front side and I want to mark it so I can see it, but that it will erase. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew right along this chalked in line. It's hard for you to see it there, but I am just going to stitch right on top of that line. So what I'm doing is I'm stitching right on my chalked in line. Okay, so I've stitched right along that arc. Might be really hard to see, but and then I'm going to reach around to the back side and pull this up, and this is going to be my little nose piece. What I'm going to do is come over here to the sides, and I'm going to pull, I'm going to make a pleat, so I'm going to take the inside of the two loops and match those, and I'm going to just clip that together. So I'm bringing the bottom one up to the top one, just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and stitch those down. And I am going to do a little bit of a back stitch here. Now I'm going to do my other one. So here's our finished mask, and you can see we've got a little piece for the nose, and I'll have to take one with my glasses on so you can see it better. Here's a with it folded in half, so kind of a profile view. So it fits up under my glasses, and then I can put it over my ears. Put it up over my ears. This little nose piece fits under my glasses. I have some adjustability pulling this down. If for some reason I made my ear bands too tight, what I could do is I could take them and I could twist them over my ear, just like that. So that might be a little easier. And there you go. Okay, let me move in a little closer so you can see if it's up under here, and this is going to prevent a lot of steam from my nose, or steaming up from my glasses. So I want to prevent the steaming up from my glasses, so that's where this little piece that comes up for your nose is really great.